The four-wheel jamborees, an educational experience for the truck lover. First, there are those gifted students who proudly show off their passion for learning. Then there are the more aggressive pupils. They conduct their studies in front of the grandstands, going to school on the masters. The right foot is the chosen mode of expression, and while this scholarly bunch can be a little rough on their school supplies, let's just say they excel at a higher level. Today on Trucks and Tractor Power, we feature the best in MTRA monster truck racing. From the Allen County Fairgrounds in Lima, Ohio, it's the four-wheel Jamboree Spring Nationals. This is stop number 3 on the Penda Points Championship. 2 races so far, 1 indoors, 1 outdoors, and what we have not found is Bigfoot in Victory Lane. The first race indoors, the RCA Dome in downtown Indianapolis, won by the Chevrolet, the Carolina Crusher, and Gary Porter. And the first outdoor show here at Lima, Ohio, won by the Dodge Barefoot of Fred Schaefer. In the process, Fred sets a world record of 4.72. He's the fast qualifier for today's event. The Power Wheels Bigfoot truck of Dan Runte is second fast in qualifying. But once again, a Bigfoot truck has yet to find Victory Lane. Here with more on that is Army Armstrong.
The Ford camp is doing exactly what they have to do if they're to go back to the top of the ladder of monster truck racing. What they have to do, win 1 race at a time and go on to the next round. Now, Ford has done that. However, on the other side of the ladder, Dodge has too. And you know, the Dodge trucks in this sport are kind of like the Mopar team in NHRA drag racing of Dale Alderman and Scott Jeffrey-on. The Dodge seem to have a juggernaut on the horsepower. Every time they go out, Fred Schaefer and Ken Deppy seem to set national records. Now, as luck would have it, these 2 teams are on opposite sides of the bracket. So the 2 Fords may meet in the semifinal, the 2 Dodges may meet in the semifinal, and that means we could have a Dodge-Ford final.
Well, let's take you back now to round 1 with some highlights. Ken Deppy against Paul Schaefer. Deppy came out of this run with his best time ever of 4.91 in round 1.
Well, like we said earlier, the Dodgers keep going quicker and quicker. This guy did not have the same luck. Sampson, Dan Patrick, in the round 1 competition, had a transmission blow in the no man's land area, and watch what happens. He can't go, he's got to go, he stops.
Yeah, he noses into those cars, does some suspension damage, and he is towed off the track. As we now can give you our matchups for round 2, Barefoot goes against the Executioner, then it's the Predator and the Dodge Rampage, Carolina Crusher against Bigfoot, Power Wheels against Moving Violation. Class is now in session. Welcome back to the Allen County Fairgrounds here in Lima, Ohio, where Ford trucks present the four-wheel Jamboree Spring Nationals, or the Special Events Performance Series, featuring round 3 of the Penda Points Championship. We are ready now for round 2 competition here in Lima.
Fred Schaefer is going to be going up against Tim Hall. Now, Schaefer out of Pontoon Beach, Illinois, has the factory support behind him with Dodge. Meanwhile, exactly the opposite. Tim Hall works hard, builds his truck out of his own pocket. He and his brother race it, but they're 2 opposite ends of the spectrum right now, but that will all even out when that green light comes on, Gary.
About staged. Terrific run for Fred Schaefer. A bit of bounce there in the shutdown lane for Hall. Look at that. A new world record at 4.71. Beats his old record by 100th of a second.
Watch how the truck settles down in no man's land. See, he keeps something on the ground so he can keep pushing it to the other end.
Yeah, it's impressive to be in the air, but in the air you're not hooking up the horsepower. So a good run for Fred Schaefer. As we take a look now, watch the rough landing for Tim Hall on the right lane. Here's Army with Fred.
Fred, real quick, you just keep getting quicker and quicker and faster, a 471. You guys seem to really have a handle on it.
Army, every day we change some little something, come out there, and those clocks, they tell you if it's good or bad. And, boy, it seems like we can't do anything wrong this week, and everything's been good.
Well, with that 4.71 clocking, a lot to smile about for Fred Schaefer. Curious-looking creation. That's the Predator, driven by Alan Pizzo, and he will stage against Ken Deppy, the Dodge Rampage.
You know, Fred was talking about everything's going right, and that's exactly the way it is. The Dodge have found something they've been looking for. It's a rhythm, it's a momentum, and the confidence factor is great. However, Ken Deppy sitting in that red Dodge next to Pizzo knows that even though Pizzo made it into the round when Dan Patrick broke, he's still got to cut the tree on him. He's got to leave on him on the start line, and he does.
Now, we're not seeing much air coming off that first jump. They're getting the chassis back on the dirt and hooking up. 5.09, not as fast as his teammate, but he will advance. And as you say, the Predator was there by virtue of the breakage, the scratching of Dan Patrick. As we take a look at Gary Porter now staging, we'll go back trackside with Ken Deppy.
Ken, the truck looks like it's working real well, but the way the chassis are set up, you're kind of rolling that first jump, it seems like.
We're trying to get over that first jump without having to really let off the throttle any more than we have to. That's why you're seeing the lower ETs than we used to do. Suspensions are dropping out. Everything's working good. The big Dodge Hemi is pulling hard. It's going good.
Good matchup coming your way next. We'll have Ford against Chevrolet. There is the Ford. That is Bigfoot 15. Eric Meager in the cockpit, and there is Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher. Now remember, Gary Porter was victorious indoors in the RCA Dome in downtown Indianapolis last winter. He won the opener of the series before it moved outside. Here's the brand new two-frame race truck, the number 15 in the Bigfoot stable.
And remember, Eric Meagers has to be taking the toughest seat in the sport, taking over for Andy Brass, who's dominated in this sport for the last couple of years. But Bob Chandler's got a lot of confidence in this kid, or he wouldn't be in that truck. It's the old classic battle, a blue Ford against a red Chevrolet.
And it is the blue Ford by what, about a fender maybe?
Man, that was a good race, good close race, Gary.
But still, not the type of times that we've been seeing from Fred Schaefer. So Schaefer may think right now he's got this field covered.
Yeah, but it ain't over to the fat lady sings. You well know that. Both trucks make a good leave, but look how they stay close to the ground. They do that through adjusting a suspension to make the wheels drop quicker.
And there is the difference right there. Your winner is Eric Meager.
Eric Meager comes out of the Bigfoot truck and immediately goes underneath. Immediately you go underneath the truck. Is there a problem?
Yeah, Army, there is a problem. We haven't diagnosed it yet, but we're trying to get it taken care of here so we can make it back next round.
What's the characteristic that tells you there's something wrong with this truck?
There was a vibration in the air over the second set. I could definitely feel it. Called back on the race electronics radios, let my crew know that there was a problem so we can get on it right away with this time frame we're working with.
That's incredible. They have a 5-second run. They still are hooked up with radio communications. And there is his teammate, Dan Runte, in the Power Wheels Bigfoot. And Runte will stage against Brian Welsh in moving violation.
Welch, another one of the independents, would just like to get that break, pick up a sponsor to help him on the tour, because he doesn't mind racing these guys. He'd just like to get some new pieces to do it with, and he uses the GMC brand, not Chevrolet. It's a GMC truck for all you GMC fans out there.
Yeah, but once again, racing costs money. How fast do you want to go? You really need the sponsorship to go fast and be competitive.
Well, especially in this circuit, man, because this is so tough. You got to qualify. Only the top 12 trucks even make the show, so let's see what's going to happen when it goes green. The
horsepower down through that midsection that won it for Dan Runte.
One thing I want you to notice is Runte goes a 486. Is when he goes over, he's winging the throttle, burping the throttle.
Here now are your final four matchups. Barefoot against the Dodge Rampage, Bigfoot against Power Wheels. So in the finals, we will have a Dodge and a Ford. And there's a look at Dan Runte as he climbs out and walks over to Army.
Dan Runte, 486. You got this puppy flying, but you got that other Bigfoot truck in this next round. Now, what happens at a time like this? You're best of friends, I think.
Yeah, we are best friends, Army. They're both Fords. We can't lose as far as this one goes. Like I say, they're both hooking up. They're both running well. We're looking to move another points points place today, so we're going to run as hard as we can run, and I'm sure he will, and may the best man win.
When you say we can't lose, the big question is who's going to win, you or him?
That's something that'll have to be determined out there at the light. You know, it's a tough day. Both tracks are real close to the same. It just depends what happens out there. Cut a good light and run down there through there as fast as you can.
And the other half of the semis. There they are, the big Dodges. Welcome back to the Allen County Fairgrounds here in Lima, Ohio. We are getting set for the semis. There go the Dodge trucks rolling out. They'll shoot it out for the right to go to the finals. Earlier, Army caught up with the Dodge boys.
What do you think about a situation where you buy a kid books, you send him to school and everything, and he's going to try to come and beat you in the competition? Fred, you put this kid in the seat because you knew he could drive the truck. Now he's coming after you.
Yeah, and he's pretty tough, too. He's really made some impressive runs this weekend, so you know, I'm going to have to do the same thing that I do against our other competitors. I'm going to do everything right in that seat.
That's what it's all about. Now, the kid, we call him. A lot of years experience. You've really done a tremendous job, made a good name for yourself. I know you're tickled to death to be back with the Dodge team. Can you get this guy? I'm not going to call him the old man while I'm standing next to him, but can you get him?
I wouldn't call him the old man either. I don't know, Army. You know, he's turned in the 2 fastest times ever run in a monster truck race this weekend. You know, I've turned in the 2 fastest times I've ever run in one, but they still haven't been quite as good as Fred's. You know, the best thing would be if we'd have, you know, 2 Dodges in the final. At least we know we're going to have one in the final.
All right, there's a look at barefoot Fred Schaefer in the cockpit. There is the starter, Rick Rice, out of Elkhart, Indiana, with the Goshen, Indiana Rough Riders, the host club for this event here in Lima, Ohio.
Both drivers working into the lane. It's going to not only be the battle of the Dodge, it's going to be the battle of the Red Racers, Gary.
Fred Schaefer takes it, lays down a good run. Let's check it out. Oh, listen to this one. Listen to this. 464, another world record.
Every run he's made today has been a world record. That is awesome.
Yeah, he started out at a 472, went to 471, now a 464. The Ford Bigfoot trucks now preparing to stage for the right to battle Fred in the finals, but right now it's going to be Fred Schaefer in barefoot awaiting the outcome of this event. There's Fred.
Boy, it's just amazing, y'all. It's hard to believe that every time you make a run, you set a new world's record, and you told us you were going to go after this kid, and you did it in a big way.
Army, I knew this. Ken, he's been running fast. We looked at the air, changed the pill, and picked up some more power. I can't believe it. There's super bite out there on the track, and it's the ideal conditions today.
Well, he makes it look easy. I tell you what, he's going to be tough to beat as we get ready for the matchup between the Big Blue Fords. Bigfoot 15 and the Power Wheels Bigfoot. Dan Runty the near lane, Eric Meager the far lane.
These guys got to be thinking about racing each other, but they were both suited up in their trucks and watched Fred Schaefer make that run. They know that he is constantly going faster. I wonder how that affects their psyche.
Well, they know that they have not been that fast so far today. And it's Dan Runte by a truck length over his teammate Eric Meager. There is a 4.85, good, but still not as fast as what we've seen from Barefoot.
Well, you're exactly right. A 4.85 any place else would be a great run. But again, notice how they got the chassis set. Fred Schaefer said it's an ideal condition out there. The air's good, the bite's good, and they're just flying.
And there's the margin of victory for Dan Runte. He's with Army.
Dan, you just came over checking something with Jim Kramer. Times are so important. Attention to detail is what it's all about, isn't it? Even when you got to run your own partner.
That's right. You know, at Army, it all boils down to light. It's getting so quick that you got to cut a good light. Lane choice is making a difference out here today. We took the right lane, ran the right lane all day. Freddie's been running the right lane all day, and actually he got a faster time than I did that time, so we're looking at the left lane probably now. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. The Power Wheels Ford is it's hooking up and leaving harder than it was all this weekend, and we're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
It's going to have to hook up if he's going to beat Fred Schaefer. So as we get set for the finals, we can tell you the four-wheel jamborees are part of the Special Events Performance Series, featuring a weekend of four-wheel fun. Check out the manufacturer's midway. There's also several categories of show and shine competition. So contact the Special Events Promotion Company and find out when a jamboree will be in your area. Well, coming up next, the finals, here's Fred Schaefer.
Well, it's like you and Runty in the final. This dream final is here, you and the kid in the Ford.
Yeah, and he's running good, Army, and I'm going to run him just as hard as I can run because I don't take anybody for granted. We got him covered on ET, but we're going hard as we can go.
The chassis on the truck are unique. You're going over the first jump, and you're actually like going downhill on a ski slope. You're throttling up going down the hill. He's doing the same thing. Are you learning from him, or is he learning from you?
I don't know, Army, but I got the fast time right now, so let's say he's learning from me, and let's see if I can't teach him in this last round.
Yeah, we'll see who takes who to school. And, hey, what's the student body cheering about?
Stay tuned for more Trucks and Tractor Power on TNN.
Oh, man, I like this school. We're back. That's study hall. And this is recess. And these are some of our top flight students. Some highlights now from the tough truck competition. Troy Tate in the Iron Horse, always a crowd favorite.
Well, Gary, I hope you were using the term top flight legitimately, because look how that truck got broken up. Wacko.
Yeah, this is Jason Culp in Bad Moon Rising. And hey, Dave Fontanetta, watch this one.
This is a street vehicle now, folks. He drove his family to the race in it. Oh! He's going home alone.
That's why they have roll cages on those things. An incredible flip over. He was okay, and Army talked to him.
You guys are supposed to be doing this for fun.
It was fun. It was fun until I saw the ground coming up, and I said, uh-oh, yeehaw!
Well, there's a big wave from Todd Miner in Hartman's Orange. He's getting ready to thrill the crowd.
Now, you got to remember, the tough truck is a timed event. He's already messed up on other parts of the track, but he's going to show you one thing for sure. A Dodge can fly.
Oh, and that was a hard impact, too.
You have to listen to the crowd.
Oh, the crowd loves this tough truck competition. As we get ready for the finals, the feet, the driving shoes, the lower extremities of Fred Schaefer in barefoot. Just earlier this afternoon, a 4.64, a world record for this event. And he pulls up the stage alongside the Power Wheels Bigfoot of Dan Runte.
This is like two old gunfighters going to go at each other. They're playing mind games on the starting line. Fred Schaefer rolls up, then the kid rolls up, Fred backs up. Eventually, they're both going to have to stage. From that point on, it'll be 5 seconds to find out who the best today is in this sport.
The way Fred's been running, less than 5 seconds. Rick Rice, the starter out of Elkhart, Indiana, will turn them loose as we crown a champion here in Lima, Ohio.
Ford on the far side, Dodge on the near side.
It looks like Schaefer, but was he out of bounds? A 5-second run for Dan Runte. Let's see what we have for Fred Schaefer. Will Fred be DQ'd? Let's watch again from the end zone camera. Watch the left lane.
There's an out of bounds on the left side. It should be indicated by an orange cone. You do not go outside that cone. He landed on top of it.
We can tell you that our official, George Carpenter, is down at the officials' tent watching a replay monitor to make the decision if Fred is to be DQ'd. Let's listen.
He's over the cone. He's over the cone.
Well, it doesn't look good for Fred Schaefer. In fact, we're being told now that he has been disqualified. Army is with both drivers.
We got a controversy finish. The Ford's going to take the win. He'll take the points out of here. The Dodge was first to the other line, but was disqualified because he jumped out of bounds. Now, the way that I understand the ruling in the past has always been your front two tires have to hit the object at the end, but I never knew there was an out of bounds at the finish line.
Army, I'm not sure about the out of bounds at the finish line either. They said he brought it up at the meeting. I wasn't aware of it.
Okay, very good. Taking nothing away from you in the Ford camp. This guy's been rock and rolling all day long. You guys have been earning your keep on this thing. You're going back after these points, Chase. Were you aware of this situation, aware of the fact that the truck is out of shape on that last jump? You backpedal to try to keep it straight?
No, Army, I really didn't backpedal. The truck kind of picked up and jumped that way. We did steer it back right as it hit the ramp. It stayed in real good. It was a driving track. It was the first time I ran that lane all day. Like you said, Fred's been running tough, and it's kind of a tough break, but Ford's going to take the win here.
Well, Ford did take the win here today, but there might be a Dodge in the future, like a Dodge City. Like this shootout ain't over. Back to you, Gary.
Well, Army taking a look at the point standings. Schaefer continues to lead over Gary Porter. Dan Runty with his first win of the year takes third. Ken Deppy is now fourth, and Eric Meager and Bigfoot rounding out the top 5. That wraps it up here in Lima for Army Armstrong. I'm Gary Lee. We'll see you next week on Trucks and Tractor Power. Now here's news and an exciting video release from Diamond P Sports.